History is often told by the victors, but sometimes the real story is hidden in the shadows. We all know the tale of Columbus in 1492, but what if Europeans set foot in America centuries earlier? Imagine Vikings, legendary Norse explorers, arriving on these shores nearly 500 years before Columbus. For years, this was dismissed as myth, but new evidence suggests otherwise. Our journey takes us from Icelandic sagas to the windswept coasts of Canada, piecing together a forgotten chapter. Did Vikings truly build settlements in the New World? How far did they go? What became of them? We'll sift through facts, theories, and hoaxes, chasing the whispers of Vinland, the land of wine. The story of Columbus is well known, but the Viking story? That's the lost chapter we're about to uncover. Before we set sail further into history, why not join our crew? Hit that subscribe button for more fascinating stories, hidden history, and epic Viking discoveries. Picture yourself on the deck of a Viking ship. Every episode, a new adventure awaits. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and become part of our journey through the mysteries of the past. Our search begins a quest into the past, with the Vinland sagas tales etched in time. These narratives, brimming with adventure and mystery, beckon us to explore the uncharted territories of history. Ancient Icelandic manuscripts that serve as our first clues, whispering secrets of voyages long past. They are the keys to unlocking a forgotten chapter of exploration. Written in the 13th and 14th centuries, these texts offer a window into the Norse worldview. These sagas recount the adventures of Leif Erikson and his crew, brave seafarers who dared to venture into the unknown, who sailed west from Greenland around the year 1000 AD, braving treacherous seas and unpredictable weather. Their journey was one of courage and determination. Leif, inspired by tales from Bjarni Herjolfsson, a mariner who had previously sighted land to the west, set out to find new lands, driven by a thirst for discovery and the promise of the unknown. The sagas meticulously describe 3 distinct regions encountered during their voyages, each with its own unique characteristics. Helluland, likely Baffin Island, a land of flat stones and vast, desolate landscapes. Markland, probably Labrador, characterized by its dense forests and abundant timber resources. And finally, Vinland, the most alluring of all, a lush land with wild grapes and mild winters, a veritable paradise compared to the harsh conditions of Greenland. Leif and his crew built a settlement, Leifsbudir, a testament to their ambition and resourcefulness, and spent the winter there, enduring the challenges of a new and unfamiliar environment. Before returning to Greenland with timber and grapes, proof of their successful expedition and the riches of Vinland. These stories, passed down for generations through oral tradition and eventually written down, hint at a Norse presence in North America centuries before Columbus, challenging conventional historical narratives. For a long time they were dismissed as legend, relegated to the realm of folklore and myth. But what if they were true? What if these sagas held a kernel of historical fact, waiting to be uncovered? The sagas are more than myth. They are a potential gateway to understanding a pivotal moment in history. They're a treasure map to a lost world, offering clues to the location of Vinland and the secrets it holds. And they set the stage for one of history's greatest discoveries, a revelation that would rewrite our understanding of the past. For centuries, the Vinland sagas were considered folklore until 1960. Norwegian explorer Helga Ingstad and archaeologist Anne Stein Ingstad followed saga clues to Newfoundland's northern tip. There, at Meadows, they uncovered turf-walled buildings, a forge, and artifacts unmistakably Norse. The site included 8 structures, ironworking tools, and a bronze cloak pin. Technology and design unknown to indigenous peoples of the time. Butternuts found at the site, native to regions far south, suggested the Norse traveled beyond Newfoundland. Radiocarbon dating placed the settlement between 990 and 1050 AD, matching the saga's timeline. This was the smoking gun. Vikings had reached North America. The sagas were vindicated. History had to be rewritten. Meadows became the first confirmed European settlement in the New World. The legend was now fact, but the mystery was far from over. Meadows wasn't just a temporary camp, a fleeting visit from across the sea. It represented something far more significant in the grand narrative of Norse exploration. It was a functioning Norse outpost, a testament to their ambition and resourcefulness in a new and unfamiliar land. This wasn't just a place to rest, it was a place to work and live. 3 large dwellings stood as the heart of this outpost, providing shelter and community. These structures housed up to 90 people, a considerable number suggesting a sustained effort at colonization. It speaks volumes about the scale of their endeavor. Inside, central hearths provided warmth and light, while multiple rooms offered a degree of privacy and specialization of function. These were more than just simple shelters. The presence of a forge is particularly telling, and the discovery of over 100 iron boat rivets underscores its importance. It proved definitively that the Vikings weren't just passing through. They actively repaired and maintained their ships. This demonstrated that they possessed and utilized advanced technology for the time, essential for survival and exploration. Artifacts like a delicate bronze cloak pin, a personal item of adornment, and a soapstone spindle whorl used for spinning thread revealed that women were present at Meadows, indicating a more permanent settlement. This discovery hinted strongly at plans for a long-term settlement, a desire to establish a foothold in this new world. These personal items, remnants of daily life, connect us to real people, with hopes and dreams, not just the larger-than-life figures of legends. Yet the site also raised intriguing questions, puzzles that continue to challenge historians and archaeologists. The sagas spoke of Vinland as a land blessed with wild grapes, a resource that could be turned into wine. But Newfoundland's climate is simply too harsh to support such growth. The winters are long and unforgiving. However, butternuts, another type of nut, were found at the site. These butternuts grow hundreds of miles south in the St. Lawrence River Valley, far beyond the natural range of Newfoundland. This discovery strongly suggests that the Norse explored further south than Meadows, venturing into regions with more temperate climates. Therefore, Meadows was likely a crucial gateway, a launching point. It served as a base for expeditions pushing deeper into the vast and unknown interior of North America, driven by the promise of new resources and fertile lands. The true location of Vinland, with its fabled grapes, remained elusive, hidden somewhere in the mists of the North American coastline. The Norse left a tangible footprint on this continent, a testament to their daring voyages and pioneering spirit. But the full extent of their journey, the complete map of their explorations, is still shrouded in mystery, waiting to be uncovered. What lay beyond this northern outpost? What wonders and challenges did they encounter in the lands further south? The search for Vinland, for the full story of the Norse in North America, continues, beckoning us to explore further. If Meadows isn't Vinland, where is it? The sagas describe wild grapes and mild winters, conditions found farther south in places like New Brunswick or Nova Scotia. Butternuts native to these regions were found in Newfoundland, suggesting the Norse traveled and brought resources back. Viking longships, marvels of engineering, could easily navigate the Atlantic coast and rivers, making such journeys possible. Some theories even place Vinland as far south as New England, where grapes grow wild and winters are milder. The sagas also mention encounters, sometimes violent, with indigenous peoples, which may have limited Norse expansion. The search for Vinland is a hunt for a place matching these clues: grapes, a mild climate, and evidence of contact. The trail leads south, but the answer remains just out of reach. With Vikings confirmed in Newfoundland, speculation spread across North America. Mysterious artifacts and sites, like the Kensington Runestone in Minnesota and the Newport Tower in Rhode Island, sparked debate. The Kensington Runestone, covered in Norse runes and dated 1362, tells of a doomed expedition deep in the continent. The Newport Tower's unusual design led some to claim it was built by Norse explorers, though most historians call it a colonial windmill. Native American oral histories also mention fair-haired visitors arriving in longboats. These clues are tantalizing, but lack definitive proof. Are they evidence of deeper Viking exploration, or just historical curiosities? The line between fact and legend blurs. The Kensington runestone is dismissed by most experts as a 19th century hoax, citing modern language and suspicious origins. Yet, some geologists argue the weathering could be centuries old, and defenders point to possible Norse expeditions searching for lost colonists. The Newport Tower's colonial records suggest a 17th century windmill, but its design keeps the Norse theory alive for some. Scattered finds, like an iron spike in Ohio or a Norse fire starter in Maine, are intriguing but lack context. Native oral traditions of pale-skinned visitors are fascinating, but hard to verify. These artifacts and stories are whispers, hints of a larger story, but not enough for mainstream acceptance. The debate rages on, fueled by passion and possibility. Without clear archaeological context, these clues remain on the fringe. The mystery endures. Could Vikings have reached deep into North America's interior? Their longships, designed for both ocean and river travel, made such journeys possible. In Europe, Vikings navigated rivers from the Baltic to the Black Sea. Why not here? A plausible route up the St. Lawrence through the Great Lakes into the Midwest. The sagas mention expeditions for timber, furs, and lost countrymen, motives for venturing inland. Yet no confirmed Norse sites have been found beyond the coast. The Kensington runestone hints at such a journey, but without supporting evidence, it remains speculation. The idea is tantalizing, but the proof is missing. The Heartland mystery pushes the limits of what we think Vikings could have achieved. What do we know for sure, beyond the established narratives? What truths lie buried beneath layers of time and interpretation? We know with a degree of certainty that Vikings reached North America around 1000 AD, centuries before Columbus. Their voyages, driven by a thirst for exploration and new resources, led them across the vast Atlantic. Meadows in Newfoundland is irrefutable proof of this transatlantic journey, definitively rewriting the established story of European contact with the New World. It challenges conventional timelines and forces us to reconsider long-held beliefs. Beyond this singular confirmed settlement, however, the evidence becomes a patchwork of tantalizing theories and enduring mysteries. Butternuts found at the site, along with saga descriptions of lands abundant with grapes, suggest the Norse explored farther south than previously imagined, relentlessly searching for the fabled land of Vinland, a place of plenty. The hunt for this lost land, this elusive Viking foothold, continues to this day, with dedicated researchers meticulously scouring coastlines, analyzing soil samples, and piecing together fragments of the past for any potential clues. Controversial artifacts, steeped in debate, like the Kensington runestone and the enigmatic Newport Tower, remain on the fringe of accepted history. Undeniably fascinating, sparking endless debate, but ultimately as yet unproven. History, as we come to understand it, is often messy, full of tantalizing unanswered questions, frustrating gaps in knowledge, and constantly evolving discoveries that challenge our preconceptions. The Viking story, in its fragmented and incomplete form, reminds us that myth can, with persistent investigation, become historical fact, and that our understanding of the past is not static, but a dynamic narrative that is always being rewritten, reinterpreted, and expanded. The Norse, though their time here was brief, left their indelible mark, even if their physical settlements ultimately vanished, reclaimed by the relentless forces of nature. Their spirit of courage, their insatiable curiosity, and their relentless pursuit of the unknown echo through time, slowly but surely, filling in the blank spaces of America's earliest and most unexpected history. The lost chapter of Viking exploration is no longer entirely lost. It's simply waiting patiently for the next groundbreaking discovery to bring it further into the light.